Why are bird numbers declining? How you can help. Warblers are challenging to film as they move quickly through trees. Compounding the challenge, since 1970 there has been a drastic decline in warblers and other migratory birds. The destruction of large areas of rainforests in Central and South America for such uses as cattle ranching and palm oil plantations, along with the negative effects of forest fragmentation, has led to the severe decline of bird populations in the United States and throughout the world. Let's protect forests for humanity as well as birds. Let's look at the wood thrush. Saving tropical forests is much needed, especially due to the fact that wood thrushes and other migratory birds winter in Central America, an area much smaller than their North American breeding range. You can help conserve bird life by giving to environmental organizations that work towards protecting rainforests and other habitats. Reduce mine numbers to protect bird habitat. Wood thrushes have also been impacted by the increased populations of deer in our woodlands. Deer overgrazing has led to a nearly bare forest floor. This deer overgrazed forest floor is now entirely New York ferns, a plant deer prefer not to forage. Deer forage on native wildflowers, eliminating them from the landscape. When you have many deer in a forest, you'll have less acorns, leaving few oak saplings for nesting wood thrushes, creating a condition whereupon wood thrush nests are more exposed to predators such as Cooper's hawks. The reintroduction of wolves to Yellowstone National Park has reduced the population of elk, benefiting wildlife. In heavily populated Maryland, we would not be able to reintroduce this wolf into the forest. Hunting can reduce deer populations. Meet Wayne, a deer hunter in the Baltimore area. Why do you hunt deer?
I just like the sport of getting outdoors, being up in a tree, and I love the meat. It's just something I've been doing for probably 40 years.
Do you think deer is a problem now?
I think they're getting overpopulated with more buildings and roads coming in, and the woods are shrinking. And then if they're not hunted, right now they do have some predators, coyotes, that are in Maryland everywhere. But besides that, it's either hit by a car or hunters harvest them. And I love to put them on the grill.
Roadkill deer can provide food for an increasing vulture population, or in a safely managed harvest, deer venison can be sold in supermarkets and given to food pantries to feed the homeless. Prevent invasive plants from replacing native vegetation. An ever-increasing population of deer has resulted in a tremendous increase in the growth of non-native and also native invasive plants. Deer don't like to eat pricker bushes, so many woodlands I birdwatch in are covered in the invasive wineberry and multiflora rose. Ouch! This hillside is covered in Japanese barberry, a non-native shrub purchased at garden centers and escaped from yards. Deer avoid this spiny plant. Deer avoid many aromatic plants such as spicebush. This Loch Raven Reservoir woodland is now mostly covered in spicebush and the invasive Japanese stiltgrass. Too many deer has contributed to the decline of hooded and Kentucky warblers that nest in shrubby areas in forests. BeeTree Preserve in northern Baltimore County has an active hunting program. With such a program, I've noticed a much healthier shrub layer that will benefit ground nesting warblers. What about large trees? They are also threatened. Yes, we have many vines such as oriental bittersweet and porcelainberry that will climb up trees, covering over branches and eventually leading to a tree's demise. The Northampton Furnace Trail bordering Loch Raven Reservoir is mostly dead trees due to the strangling effect of many non-native climbing vines. In the 1930s, over 3 billion trees were planted by the Civilian Conservation Corps. Governments and volunteer agencies can host their own conservation corps to plant native trees and remove invasive vines and plants from our forests. Keep me, a starling, from evicting bluebirds from nest boxes. Eastern bluebirds are beautiful with their bright blue back, brown breast, and white belly. These birds are found in more open wooded areas that are near fields. You can create a bluebird trail to attract bluebirds. Keep starlings from nesting in your bluebird box. A hole 1.5 inches in diameter will keep starlings from squeezing into the nest box. The smaller size house sparrow can evict bluebirds. The birds are not federally protected. You can remove the nests from bluebird boxes. Bluebird boxes will also welcome iridescent blueback tree swallows and bubbly voiced house wrens. Scouts set up bluebird boxes at Broad Creek Scout Camp. I sponsored a box at Broad Creek Boy Scout Camp, a place I used to work at a long time ago. 50 years ago, this white oak tree grew in a field with branches spread wide to catch the sun's rays. The field has now since reverted to forest. Scarlet tanagers prefer to nest in white oak trees. An Ohio State University study found that many migratory birds, especially the scarlet tanager, prefer to nest in white oak trees. Will these birds disappear from our forests and steer preventing oak forest regeneration? Landowners can plant a variety of oaks and other deciduous trees in grow tubes that prevent deer from foraging on oak saplings. Scarlet tanagers are often victims of cowbird parasitism. You can see a male brown-headed cowbird on a snag. The female shown here is light brown all over. Cowbirds are found near forest edges because they feed in grassy areas on seeds and insects like grasshoppers. Cowbirds have contributed to the decline of many migratory songbirds due to the fact that female cowbirds in the fictional police lineup here lay their eggs in other birds' nests. Scientists label such egg-laying behavior as brood parasitism. This phoebe nest now has a cowbird egg. The phoebe is now the foster parent of this young cowbird. This webcam shows a cowbird entering a cardinal nest, laying an egg, and then taking one of the cardinal's eggs out of the nest. Brood parasitism is most common in fragmented forest areas where the cowbirds can lay eggs in bird nests that are near fields. The best way to encourage more migratory bird nesting is to have large areas of forest that are less susceptible to cowbird brood parasitism. Meow. Keep me inside to protect birds. Unfortunately, a house cat killed this hooded warbler. According to the American Bird Conservancy, approximately 2.4 billion birds are killed by house cats in the United States alone. So please, keep cats inside so birds live. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service states that wind turbines kill up to 500,000 birds a year in America. American Bird Conservancy advocates electric companies place turbines away from major bird migration corridors. Painting one of the blades black can also prevent bird collisions. Prevent me from hitting reflective glass! This American redstart needs to keep away from windows. According to the Audubon Society, up to 1 billion birds, including redstarts, die each year in the United States due to collisions with windows, and research shows that 54 to 76% of window collisions are fatal. Placing hawk silhouette decals on your glass windows will help prevent bird collisions. Birds are attracted to lit buildings at night. Local organizations like Lights Out Baltimore are working to decrease bird collisions on buildings. Unlit buildings are less likely to have bird strikes. I hope this video will encourage you to help protect birds so future generations can enjoy watching them as I do. You can learn all about birds by visiting my YouTube channel. Please subscribe.